Students and families at TLOS have the right to their privacy. There are national and state laws that govern their privacy called confidentiality laws. We abide by these here at TLOS. Let me just go through a few principles of confidentiality. First, never reveal personal information about students or their families to people outside of TLOS. Sometimes there might be high-profile or well-known families or students that are here at TLOS. It may be tempting to want to reveal that to friends and family. It's absolutely forbidden, so please don't. Be very careful even talking about students' issues outside of TLOS. There were two therapists in training who were at a grocery store standing in line. They were talking about a client's issues, but they weren't revealing any names or identity. What they didn't know was that the checkout person behind the counter was related to the client, and based on what they were saying, was able to figure out the identity of the client. And they got into a lot of trouble. So be very, very careful about what you say, even when you're not revealing identities. When you're leaving a message on a voicemail, be careful not to identify the student's name along with your name and your role at TLOS. There are exceptions to this. For example, education consultants' confidential voicemails. You can leave identifying information there. For example, you may say, "This is Tony Mosier at TLOS, just giving you a call or returning your call," and that would suffice. What you don't want to say is, "This is Tony Mosier at TLOS calling about your son Johnny, who is a client here." Another thing you don't want to do is leave documents with personal information on printers, especially in common areas or public areas. Be careful that you don't leave access to electronic databases like the TLOS HQ open if you access them off campus. Never share your passwords with anybody. Don't reveal how you know a family or a student at TLOS in mixed company. In one program, a staff member was on a college campus and he saw the older brother of one of the students that was at the program. In talking to the older brother, he said, "Hey, how's it going? This is how your little brother's doing. He's doing great." The older brother was in the presence of some of his friends and was very embarrassed by that. That staff member got into trouble for breaking confidentiality. Regarding social networking sites, be careful to not initiate friend requests with former students. If a former student requests you to be a friend, you can accept that, but even then, make sure you don't say anything about their connection to TLOS that would alert their other friends on their network to know that they were a former student. Also, sometimes former students will ask questions about current students. You're not allowed to share any information about current students who are still here at TLOS. Click the link below to learn more about the confidentiality practices that govern TLOS. Make sure you take the test at the bottom of the page and turn it into HR.